So Sweetie's The Single Life EP sells less than 2,000 copies, and Sonny Digital cannot wrap his head around it, y'all. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, you already know what I'm about to say. Please be sure to smash that like button right now. Leave a comment because I know y'all will. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay, happy Thanksgiving or happy belated Thanksgiving, child. I hope everybody had a good, dinner and turkey and all that good stuff. I know I did. Child, had me a nice little fried turkey right there. Tell me what y'all think about that. How y'all Thanksgiving was in the comments or, wherever. Yeah, so we got to get into this. Child. Just like I said on the headline, yes, Sweetie's The Single Life sells less than 2,000 copies its first opening weekend, I guess. It came out the 18th. That was like a Friday ago, and I don't know where it's at now. I'm pretty sure it's more than 2,000. I would hope it's more than 2,000 at this point, but that was opening numbers. And this rapper by the name of Sonny Digital, okay, he comes out with a couple tweets talking about the whole situation. I'm gonna read the tweets verbatim. Hold on, let me get it real quick. So he starts off basically with saying, before I came here to give my opinion, I did listen to the album. I actually listened to every music that dropped that day, just out of curiosity to see what the competition was on, honey. Okay. Now he then follows up to say, if I had 1 million followers and my album sold 2K, I probably would just delete all my social medias because y'all lying to me. Then he followed up again with saying 13 million followers, hundreds of thousands of likes on all pictures, but sold less than 2,000 copies. That's crazy. The math ain't adding up. Okay, so that's a messy queen right there. There's a messy queen. I'm sorry. I said what I said. I don't care what none of y'all have to say about that. That's a messy queen. Okay. He's messy as hell. Cause do y'all, come on. Now, is it true? I mean, that is, that is embarrassing as an artist like Saweetie. Saweetie is really well known. She had a couple hits on her belt. I do mean a couple. But to see her project, and mind you, this is not an album. Everybody's calling this an album. It's not an album. It's an EP. Okay. So, because with the album, it's more promotion. It's more big to do. This is an EP. This is basically like a mixtape. I'm not even sure. She doesn't have like she's not selling this at stores. Okay. This isn't a physical copy. So this is basically just streams. But if them streams is given 2,000, because streams is very generous. I mean, you can get a couple hundred. You know what I'm saying? A couple 100,000. Okay, on some streams. That's crazy. But I mean, he did point out the obvious. It is true, but like, dang, what you got against her for? So then I did more research on this guy. So he has affiliations with the Migos. We all know Migos and Saweetie is not getting along because, we trying to figure out who Offset had sex with, child. If it was Saweetie or some child. Is that drama going on, and Saweetie making her little things on the songs on this EP. So, and I believe that this Sonny Digital guy, he's associated with the Migos in some capacity. So he's just picking sides. I mean, the reason why I'm really talking about this, don't nobody really know him like that, but it's just what he said. Like, that's just a crazy ass number for an artist that's like Saweetie. Like he said, like she got like 15 million followers. And we pulling these numbers. We're like, what's the reason? And my initial thought when I seen that tweet, I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, okay, so maybe he's like pointing out some type of foul play that's going on with this. Like maybe he's trying to insinuate that someone's not doing the math right, far as counting and mapping out how this EP really did. Until I seen him, he was responding to people's tweets, some real shady tweets that he was responding to and agreeing. So I was like, okay, so yeah, he's a hater. But I wanted to make that note in the beginning that this is an EP, and we all know that there's not a big to do for EPs. And to be honest, I didn't hear nothing about this. Like I heard nothing. There was no commotion. There was nothing on social media. I didn't see anything in promotion to this album. Her team could have did a better job of that because, first of all, It's been 1 week, and I did not know. I thought she just dropped a couple singles. That's what I thought it was, because it was the one that had the line about Quavo or something, or Officer, whatever, whoever the hell. Like, I didn't know it was a project, child. I didn't know she was dropping a project. Now, here's the thing: do I think that this is any? Do I think there's any type of foul play? At first, I was like, okay, 2000 is a little bit. It's a little crazy for someone at Saweetie's stature. But then I heard the song, then I heard the music, and I was like, okay, you know. And somebody said this on TikTok. They said that Saweetie will package the same song, and I gotta be real. Saweetie will package the same song every year. Okay, the songs sound the same. It's the same sound. She's rapping, the cadence, the flow, all that is just no versatility. It's just the same. I mean, even and some people are now saying that, oh well, some rappers use the same producers, and that could be the reason why everything always sounds the same, because they need to switch up their producers or whatever. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think you can do a lot with the same producer. Let's be clear. There's people like Doja Cat. Okay, you could do a lot with the same producers. So I don't think it's that. I mean, but I think also to make a point to that, I think she's also a product of her environment. A lot of these artists, male or female, these new artists, they find something that fits, they find something that works, and then they try to stick with that with the rest of their career, and it's not working out. So I think that's really the issue with this album. I'm not giving it a full review. I just heard a couple songs off it. I had to stop, child. It was only like 4 or 5 songs. Like, I was just like, child, Saweetie, you know you're my girl. I love Saweetie. She's a talented personality. Okay. She has a person that I love seeing her in interview and stuff like that. But the music, it just, it lacked. It did lack. Artists are not bringing it anymore. They're not bringing it like they used to, and that goes into my other topic of how these artists do not have a solid fan bases because of that, because they don't go in as, say, the reason why a Taylor Swift can come out with an album and it be like the top selling album of all time right now. Like, and it's because she has this cult following, and these artists, they put in the work. People like Beyonce, people like Nicki Minaj, they put in the work, and these people anticipate them coming out with new music and new stuff. It's something that these new artists just don't have. They don't have a powerful platform. And I understand that that is true. I mean, just to go back to Sonny Digital's point, I mean, he's an asshole, but he got a point though. Like, let's be clear. You have these many followers, but it's not translating into, your album or music or project sales, which is pretty normal. I mean, that's a lot of people now. I mean, I could say the same thing about, I got 20,000 followers on TikTok, but a good third of them probably come here, child. I mean, most of my, if you are from TikTok that you're watching this, thank you so much. I love you so much. You guys mean the world. But, half my TikTok not on here, child. That's just what happens. I mean, you have to, it's, if you're a creator, you are going to make projects that you think you worked your ass off for, and you put all the time and effort into editing or recording or whatever the hell you do as a creator. You put it out there and it doesn't get the reception you wanted. Okay. And sometimes you got to dust yourself off and try again. That's just, statistically this video might not make it over 30 views, but I'm going to keep on going. She shouldn't be shamed for that, though. I think his comments about it, because it's really, nobody was really talking about it until he did. Like, and that's the thing, because people had to look back. I'm like, she made what, 2,000? That's crazy. Yeah, and I feel bad for her. And this is like coming after the whole thing, because people was coming for her recently. On Twitter, child, because she said, hold on, let me see. She basically was on this interview talking about how women are running the rap game right now because the male rappers are more disrespectful and violent with their music and stuff like that.
I mean, LA and other cities, it just goes to show that this is the reason why women is running, rap and hip hop because there's just so much violence and disrespect in the male music. You gotta think, like, remember when, what was that, like 16, 17? Remember when like YG, Tyga, Chris was out? It was like fun
Big Sean.
Big Sean. It was fun party
Right.
T Fly.
Yeah.
But it was like fun party music. It wasn't like I'm gonna do this to you and this, you know?
Right.
So it's like I feel like we gotta raise the vibration with the music and get back to having a good time.
And my thing is, she said this before, I believe she released this album or EP, and I'm like, girl, that music wasn't as vibration as you talk about, child. But no, I mean, she got a point though. Even though she worded it with the whole violence comment, like people, that's the stigma when it comes to rap and stuff like that. Like the whole violent girl. No, that's not the case. I will say this: the female rappers are bringing it more far as stage presence, far as looks, far as versatility, whereas the male rappers right now are lacking. You know, we see a lot of these. I remember one of my mutuals on TikTok talked about, like, he compared Doja Cat's performance to, like, I think Gunna and Future's performance at SNL. Very much different. These two dudes were just sitting up there with a mic rapping, not doing nothing. And you see Doja Cat, she goes all the way in. Okay, let's be very clear. There's a lot of female rappers that they just bring it more. And I ain't gonna say bring them more with music, because there's a lot of them that they not selling either. But they bring in the energy. There we go. We got that. It's more energy. There's more stage presence. It almost makes up for the music being lacking from this generation. You know, so not too much on Saweetie. Not too much on Saweetie. Even though look, she just got to dust herself off and try again. You know, this was an EP. So EPs, if it doesn't do well, that's it is what it is. It's not a full-fledged project. I'm pretty sure it'll be a bigger to do if she drops a project. I don't even think, has she ever dropped an album before? I'm not even gonna look it up, but like, yeah, hopefully she'll pull it together. But she has to be more versatile, you know, because you can't keep giving people the same song. And I know because you got that following, you think it's gonna translate over to the music. No child, no child. We gotta try something new. And that's all I gotta say about that. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Okay, and I'll be back with the next topic.